Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me today. Well, we're talking about something really, really important. We've touched on this a couple of times on my channel in the past, and that's the OnlyFans moms who are being ostracized in the public, and the kids are being bullied and kicked out of schools because their moms are advertising their OnlyFans on the internet. We're talking about this sex work culture and having children. Again, we're bringing it up because it's hitting the mainstream narrative. This is really, really an important topic. We're also going to bring up Lena the Plug in this video because she became a family vlogger and is one of the most disgusting people on the planet Earth. So, let's talk about it. So let's talk first about what's been going on in the news right now. Mom banned from dropping kids off at the Christian school due to OnlyFans ad on her car. So let's watch this little thing. And again, this is exactly what she's looking for, unfortunately, but we do have to talk about it. Oh, it's crooked again. Everybody's feeding into it, but we do have to talk about it because we do have to make sure that this stays shameful. Okay, so let's talk about this.
This is what I'm looking at when I pull up behind one of these vehicles.
Facebook messages, complaints, and TikToks.
I'm
gonna read those real quick. See if we can read those.
Behind one of these vehicles.
Hello, Michelle. I'm sure you're aware that the decal on your vehicle have been a huge problem for families at LCP, as I know you enlarged them after LCP told you the vehicles were banned on school property. She enlarged them. I can't really read that.
Messages, complaints.
Good morning, Michelle and Randy. I pray all is well. I'm writing today to let you know that the OnlyFans decals in the vehicles are causing a disruption at LCP. Miss Thomas, the school's counselor, had reached out before to ask not to have those advertisements on campus, but it appears the vehicles with those decals have been back on campus, and she enlarged them. I'm requesting that you respect our request to keep the advertisements off campus. If you'd like to bring your vehicles on campus, please cover up the decals. If you'd like to park off campus, you're welcome to do so. Please let me know if you have questions.
And TikToks.
You ban a vehicle.
Taking the front pew at a private Christian school in Tavares.
So, needless to say, if this were a public school, there would be a lot more problems. Why would you send your kids to a private Christian school if you are a porn star? Are you out of your dang mind? And there are literal people out there, I'm going to see if I can find it. There are people out there like this girl, Christian OnlyFans star, says she does porn because it's God's message. Which church do you go to? Hillsong? Like, do you go to one of those affirming churches about porn stars? I've never heard of that. 35-year-old adult content creators confess the reason why she believes her religion aligns with her particular line of work. The woman has even gone as far as to say she feels more connected than ever to her faith after her drastic career change. Courtney, I'm not going to say her name, has made a bold claim that ever since joining OnlyFans, she feels closer to God than she has before. She's sitting on a toilet there. The star first switched careers 7 years ago and has since stated that she believes the Almighty God put her on earth with a goal to help liberate women from sexual shame. Speaking to Daily Star over the weekend, God's message has been abundantly clear. I'm here to be a porn star. This is my way of serving. Like, you can't make that up. I mean, I'm sorry. She believes that, and you can't make it up.
Is not just a tiny, tiny little emblem on the back of a car. It is taking up the entire back windshield of two vehicles.
Lexi Thomas is a parent at Liberty Christian who wants this ad on another parent's car to stay off campus. That other parent is Michelle Klein. And what she has is an OnlyFans.
Well, it's definitely linked to...
What she has is no self-respect. What she has are two kids who are likely going to be bullied in school, likely already have. What she has is the ability for any of her kids' friends or her husband's friends or bosses to go look at all of her carnalness. You know what I'm saying? If you show your butthole on the internet, please don't have children. Please. Just keep them out of the planet. Okay? You don't deserve to be a parent. Because it is selfish. If you do public sex work that can be found by anybody in an instant and likely for free, because when something like this happens, these people get OnlyFans famous, right? They get a big boost in sales or whatever, but they also get leaked for free everywhere, just so you're aware. So these kids are going to find this. Imagine you're a child, teenager, okay? Going through the throes of puberty, especially a boy. Okay, and let's be real. Boys are interested in girls generally. Boys are interested in that type of stuff. They're looking at that type of stuff when they're young. It's more accessible than ever has been before, by the way. And you get something sent to you of your mother, maybe in your father, having sex on camera. Do you not think that's just traumatizing? You think it's appropriate? If there's any chance that your stuff that you create is going to get it fed into your own child's eyes, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Don't do it. Because that's going to be traumatizing for them. That's gross too, by the way. If you have to resort to sex work to make any money, you have zero self-worth and you are gross. I don't care if that I know my haters on Reddit are going to go bananas for this, and I love it. Okay? You are teaching the world that this is the only way that you are valuable. And then in the next breath, a lot of these people will say, well, stop. Hey, women are objectified. I'm just saying, like, sex work in general is bad. I think anybody out there who is a good parent who has children, if you ask them honestly, say, would you want your kid to be in sex work for their career? How many parents do you think are going to say yes? And those who do say yes, jail immediately. Okay? Nobody wants this for their child, and that's for a reason. Because it's gross. Okay? You are not self-respecting. I'm sure some of these people are happy doing it because they make a lot of money and they think that's good. But in the end, you're not going to be happy. And especially if you have children, your children will not be happy with those choices that you have made. And I said this many times before, once you become a parent, everything should change. You are no longer about yourself. And I know that pisses off a lot of people, especially my haters, especially people like Kira and her fans. It's no longer about you. You've decided to bring children into this world, so your priorities then should shift. You are now not about you. You are about your family. And it's about protecting them at all costs. Do you really want your child to be bullied because they can see your butthole on the internet? Do you think that's really good use of your time and of your children's upbringing? Because let's be real, growing up and being a teenager is hard enough as it is already. Why would you want to add this layer of difficulty to their lives? What an idiot.
Explicit content, adult content for sure.
Klein, who goes by Piper Fawn, says OnlyFans is her business and way of life.
My husband and I have this, little wild, behind closed doors lifestyle that we've
not behind closed doors anymore, is it?
Now decided to share.
But
we've decided to share. I hate these people. These are just disgusting. I'm sorry. And I am, and I'm not in the minority here. The majority of the world thinks the way that I think right now. And those who hate this, what I say, and I get really upset about it, you're the minority, and I don't care what you think. Because this should not be normalized. It shouldn't be. And everybody's like, well, being a hooker and a prostitute's the tale's old as time since biblical days, and you're right. But it has always been wrong and socially unacceptable to do it. Always. Throughout all, it might be the oldest profession, but it's also always been wrong. What does that tell you?
Not all parents want what Klein is sharing.
Not all parents. Some probably. You know how many dads are probably in the back of this line just Googling this thing? Your kids, like one of your kids' peers' moms, you're just looking up, like, again, I'm old fashioned and I just think it's disgusting.
At school, with some moms complaining to Klein and the school telling her not to use the main entrance and instead drop her kids off across the street.
Good. Yeah. No. Agreed. And what are you asking? Why can't I just show this on campus? Because we are a Christian school, and unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, we've got to uphold some semblance of our faith. What you're doing is completely against the Christian faith, and they have a right to say, you cannot bring porn advertisement on our campus. They have a right to say it. And I hope this goes to like the Supreme Court of Florida. I absolutely, because it will get shot down. They have a right to that. Now, do they have a right to kick the kids out of school? I don't think that they should. I think that's actually not good. But they have a right to tell this mom, don't bring that here.
Was forced to have to, take it off or not come on campus.
But
again, why would you send your kids to a Christian private school if you're a porn star? It doesn't compute to me. Just put them in public school then.
Parents at this private school say there's a simple solution if Klein wants to use the main drop-off. Why not take the decal off?
Yeah.
And that would seem like an easy thing to say, for sure, but...
No, it's an easy thing to do, too.
For me, it supports my family. This provides a very comfortable way of life for us.
See, it's all about what you can provide comfortably. It's not about, like, having any self-respect or your children being... Like, maybe they get things, and they have a nice house, and they have a pool, they go on vacations, okay? Is that everything? Or is, like, the fact that your kids are going to grow up and your mom's a porn star and they're going to be bullied because of it, does that not register at all? What that shows me is that you are selfish. And if you don't think these kids are going to be bullied, they absolutely are going to be bullied for it. They really, really will be. They won't be able to probably have, there are going to be kids at their school they won't be able to be friends with because those kids' parents, and I don't know how I'd feel about doing this. I don't know if I would myself, but there's going to be parents that are going to be like, you're not hanging out with those kids. Those kids are likely going to miss out on great friendships because they don't want them their kids going to a place where porn is filmed at another house. Don't forget, they film porn at their house, put it on the internet. You really want your kids to go somewhere where there's porn being filmed? These people are deplorable, disgusting people who have no problem putting this most private thing on the internet. I would never send my child. Yeah, I agree. I would never send my child to a home where I know they film porn. And if you would, you have a problem.
And it's legal. You know, I pay taxes just like everyone else. I'm not breaking the law. I just offended people.
That's
Okay.
a distraction to my children. And no matter how poorly or how good I parent, porn is there.
And a lot of people are like, well, just don't, it's your responsibility for your kids not to look at it. I mean, kids, again, I'll say it again. Kids have more access to porn than they ever have before. Even like when I grew up in the internet age in 96. So like from like 96, the internet was like a thing. And porn now it's on Twitter. It's everywhere. Kids can get it instantly fed to their face through an algorithm, admittedly so by the tech oligarchs. Okay? So it's easier to get it than ever before. So, and she's right. So, and they'll be like, well, then just tell your kid not to, look at it. You're stupid.
And if that's kind of the first thing they're seeing when they're going into a place that should be educating them.
Faith-based education, by the way. Anyway, I don't know. They cut it off, so there you go. So, a mom said Florida has been banned from dropping her kids off, and she's all like upset about it. Here's another article on it. They brought her on the show. Fox News brought her on the show.
Controversy that we've covered. Her children now kicked out of their private school due to her advertising.
They've been kicked out now. Because she's like, you know what? I'm not going to stop dropping them off here with my big giant porn advertisement on here. The school, I don't know if they legally can do that. I don't, again, as a school, especially as a Christian school, I honestly think that was the wrong move. Right? It's not those kids' fault that their mother is a disgusting thought. It's not their fault. So I don't think that's responsible for the school to kick them out. But if she refuses to change, like all they had to do was appeal to her as a parent, be like, look, do what you're gonna do, but do you realize that your children are being bullied here? Like, do you really want that for them? Like, if you asked, I hope in this interview, I haven't seen it yet, they ask her, are you scared that your kids are gonna be bullied? And all these porn parents, well, and they've come out before and said this stuff like, well, I was raised them to not be blah, blah, blah. You can't stop kids from bullying your children, especially if you're putting porn on the internet. Like, if you asked her honestly, if you had a choice between, if you knew this was going to get your children bullied, would you do it? That's the question you ask them. And they'd say yes. They really would, because they don't care.
Advertising her OnlyFans account on the back of her vehicle and driving
she's evil.
Vehicle on school property.
All right, so this morning we are joined.
You're going on the news, you couldn't, put something else on?
By Michelle Klein to talk to us more about this. Michelle, it is good to see you.
Good morning.
We're kind of far
She's laughing all the way to the bank, everybody, by the way. And even me covering this, people are like, oh, check it out. I hope that, again, she's doing this because it's making her money. But in the end, this is the way society is. We have to cover this type of topic because this exposes these disgusting pieces of trash. And if it turns 10 people off from these types of things, then so be it. I think we've worked.
shaking hand.
Ew,
Okay, so
don't
I
shake
want
her
to get right into this here about this controversy. How long had the sticker been on your car before it was noticed by a parent?
Approximately 2 years.
2 years?
Issues prior to that.
She's lying. 2 years? Maybe it was this big and then because remember, they admitted she blew it up and made it bigger. 2 years? Just you're a liar.
No, ma'am, nothing.
So they came to you and said, we've got a problem, there's been a complaint about this, and then how long ago was that?
Approximately 3 weeks ago, I actually got an email from an angry parent that had found me on Facebook, and she reached out to me, and it wasn't until the next day that I got an email from the school saying I couldn't have my car on the property any longer.
So is it just one?
So just live your life and be like, you know what? You're right. I'll drop them off without the porn advertisement. It's really worth getting your kids kicked out of their school. They have friends and stuff. It's really worth it.
Angry parent, or did that then incite other parents to be upset with
Only
you?
parent that came to me with concerns. I'm sure, obviously, that there's more out there that maybe have issues, but that's the only one that has brought it to my attention.
And the school came to us and they said if she removes this, she can come back. Did you consider that? Where was that thought process?
They had said if I removed it and I removed all social media, that's the most recent thing when they expelled the kids. They said.
So let's talk about that, because you mentioned removing all social media. What is OnlyFans?
I hope they have proof of that. The school said remove all social media? All of her private... I hope they have proof of that, because I don't think the school would say that. The school has no place in saying that.
And, without getting into a whole lot of detail, what do you do on OnlyFans that could get these parents upset?
I have sex on
can be
camera.
used for a lot of different things. For me particularly, it is explicit material, just my husband and I.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
But I'm not saying that. It's just simply a link on my car. And even then, it's blocked by a paywall, and you have to have ID to get through.
Yeah. I'm not going to look, but if I really wanted to look this one up, and I'm sure anybody could, you could find it for free on the internet. Okay, this stuff gets leaked all the time. Especially the most famous ones who do this. People leak them on purpose. And you think a kid isn't tech savvy enough to find a way to get around a paywall of OnlyFans? Are you out of your mind?
There's other websites out there that don't even require that. They have a lot easier access to see explicit material.
Oh, well then that's okay. They have a hard time getting behind a paywall. You're so stupid. You're so dumb. You don't think any of these kids have like older brothers and siblings that can just do it if they wanted to? They can just fake their age on OnlyFans. You know how easy it is to probably access. I don't know because I haven't been on OnlyFans, but I'm sure it's easy to just fake your age and grab a prepaid credit card to do it.
Or mine would.
How long have you been doing OnlyFans?
About 3 years now.
And what made you start doing it? I'm so sorry, Rick. I'm just so curious about this. What made you start doing it?
Money.
My husband and I have always, had
Money. The answer is money. It pays us money.
the little kinkier lifestyle where we're just kind of, we always share pictures between the two of us and that sort. So we were never really shy to have a camera in the
She's nasty.
room with us. And then when OnlyFans kind of took off around COVID, it seemed like you started hearing a lot more about it and a lot more people started doing it and it seemed to be more acceptable. So we figured we would just give it a shot. And at first we started very mild, just, editing, covering faces. And then we just kind of said, if we're going to do it, let's just go for it.
Right? F them kids. F the kids that we have that are in school. F those kids.
We want to read the statement from the school as well. They had basically said they want people, it's not queued up, so I'll just go on to the next part of that. They were basically saying it's a private school at this point. All right, so here's the statement. The school said, in part, Liberty Christian Preparatory School is taking appropriate action to protect the innocence of children. Agreed.
And unfortunately, kicking those kids out sucks, but it takes away distraction inside the school. So you chose the life. Unfortunately, you get the ramifications that come with it, which includes lots and lots of money and fame, but also includes that your kids are going to be ostracized and bullied and kicked out of school for it. That's what comes with the territory. You need to choose between giving your kids a normal life that's not going to be bullied for your actions or not. That's literally the simple choice you get to make. You don't need to make porn to live.
There's an argument as well. One, that's part of it, but also it's a private school. They can make their own rules.
And the school also went on to say before I let you reply that consuming, producing, distributing, or advertising pornography is inconsistent with the teachings of the Bible, the church, and LCP. Obviously, this is a religious school, right?
Right.
So did that come into play at all in terms of your thoughts about
it? It did.
Okay.
We had the kids, they've been going there for 5 years now. So prior to us getting into this, they were already there. And when we first got into it was very kind of secretive, so no one really knew until the decal about 2 years ago. But even then,
So you could have kept it secret from everybody. You didn't have to put the decal on your vehicle. You're driving around Florida telling everybody you do porn. You didn't have to do the decal. Like she did that on. Like, can you imagine the audacity of going to a Christian school to you're just trying to cause problems. And you're putting a target on your kids' backs by doing that. You're such a loser.
It didn't seem like it hindered anything. There was not really any issues brought about it. No one mentioned it to us at the administration, so we just kind of kept rolling with it. And honestly, until the last 3 weeks, it hasn't even been a big deal in our family. Our kids don't talk about it, make a big deal about it. No one's really said much about it until now.
Now the kids have to switch schools at this point. So how tough is that? I mean, obviously you could have gone a different way, but the kids who've been there 5 years now have to go to a different school. You're going to homeschool.
How about bullying? Ask them about bullying. Ask them about that.
No. Right. We had already
you're going to homeschool them.
At the end of the school year, obviously reconsidering what we're going to do and possibly homeschooling. We had already talked about that even prior to
this person's going to homeschool kids? Okay.
That's all taking place. So it just kind of moved us to that decision quicker.
So I want to ask you, what was your reaction to the kids kind of being expelled or kicked out of the school? Did you think that had crossed a line?
That crossed the line, but what you did cross the line. Okay. What kind of questions are these? Ask the real questions. Are you not scared that your children are going to suffer the consequences of your actions at school? Are you not scared of that at all?
I do, yes, because I feel like when they came to me and asked me to not be on property any longer with my vehicles, I immediately obliged. I wasn't back on property one more time since then. And I did what I was asked, but then I felt like, like that wasn't enough. It's like they had to like take it further. And now I feel like it's being taken on the kids because they weren't an issue. Their behavior.
So there you go. There's the consequences of your actions on your children. Right or wrong, whatever you guys believe with the school, right or wrong, the consequences are there for your children because of your actions. So not only that, they probably are being bullied. Now those kids are going to know everything about this because it's gone viral. Your now mom's and dad's nudes and sex tapes are going to be shared with the internet at will wherever you go. So they're almost forced to homeschool their kids so that these kids aren't bullied at school. They know that. That's a choice that they're making. So there are direct consequences of your actions. Your kids now suffer the direct consequences of your actions. There's no other way to put it.
With their grades, anything like that wasn't a problem. It's just simply someone didn't like my car decal, so I removed it from the property.
It's not the decal, lady. It's not the damn decal.
And yet, it still wasn't sufficient.
I want to finish with this, just the feedback you've gotten. I'm sure you've gotten all kinds of support and critics.
Oh yeah, lots of hate, hate, saying I'm a bad mom, that
You are a bad mom.
exploit my kids for money, and
Exploit your kids for money? How? What? I don't understand that.
that was certainly never an intention. I'm just defending myself. I wasn't
Exploit your
expecting a
kids for
payout
money.
or anything like that, and I'm
I don't understand that.
certainly not looking for a lawsuit, and never the plan for me. Just defending
I'm just
and
looking for attention to get more money on OnlyFans.
taking out for myself because I feel like I should be able to do that. So
You should be able to send my kids to Christian school and I'm a porn star.
What is the lesson that you want to?
They
be
didn't ask the
takeaway
question.
Here? And how do your kids? Do your kids know what you do on OnlyFans?
they do.
Okay.
We, without going into major detail, we have kind of explained to them what it is because I look at
Your daddy and I have sex on camera for the internet and money. All right, everybody, let's get some mac and cheese. Are you serious?
it as like it was a risk that kids could tell them at school. They could find out somehow. So I'd much rather them hear it from me than hear, third party.
That's better. That's like parents are like, I'd rather my kid, I'm going to smoke my first cigarette. I'm going to smoke my kid's first cigarette with them so they know. This is the whole logic. I want them to find out from me that I'm a porn star and not everybody else. Cool. Classy.
So, and then we kind of have had discussions about it, and that's really it. We move on. They don't really think much of it. They're not really bothered by it, like the way
They just got kicked out of school of 5 years because of your actions. They're not bothered by that? You're such a liar.
everybody would think that they are. Everyone assumes that we have this terrible, crazy upward home life, and certainly not the case.
Well, as you know, it exploded into outlets all across the country. Michelle, appreciate your time.
Yeah, Michelle, here, let's give you a platform and make you some more money, you porn star. Great work. Great work, Mom. Here's another article. School suspends boy after finding his mom's OnlyFans content. An OnlyFans mom says her school suspended him after they found out the content she makes in her free time. Another day, another OnlyFans scandal. Sarah is revealing her story in support of fellow creator Florida mom Victoria Treese. Earlier this year, 31 Victorian Snooks Treese announced she would be taking action against Orange County Public Schools after she was no longer allowed to volunteer because of her OnlyFans account. You make porn. Maybe just don't volunteer at school too. Okay, one or the other. Again, when you choose this lifestyle, unfortunately or fortunately, you get the stigma that comes with it. That's just the way it is. You make a ton of money, but also you're stigmatized from public life because you're gross. You're not going to change people's mind about this, okay? It is more acceptable than it ever has been before. I'll give you that, okay? But you're not going to change normal people's minds about this. It is never going to change. We will always think that you're filth for doing it, okay? And that's dudes and women who do this. Always going to be filth. According to Cheek, she was forced to homeschool her 7-year-old after she was suspended when the school found out she was an OnlyFans. Now, I don't think a school, again, my stance on this is a school shouldn't. Especially a public school. My son was even suspended from school and trying to communicate with the principal. She refused to talk to me or give me a reason as why he's being treated simply because I did OnlyFans. Now, the Victoria Treese's story makes waves. Cheek decided to share her story. It was unjust treatment. Victoria's story had messaged her, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? So they don't talk about what happened. The school is likely, your child is probably being bullied and we just don't want them here because they could get hurt. Like, I'm sorry. That's probably what's going on here. Like, the school has a responsibility to these children. If you have a child and a parent refuses to protect that child, unfortunately, the school is going to have to step in and say, look, we're really scared for your kid and the things that are going to happen and that are already happening. And sorry, you're going to have to move them to a different school board. I don't think they were expelled like, here you're expelled because your mom's a porn star. It's like, look, for your own safety, you can't be here. And there's another one. Florida mom says she's been banned from volunteering. This is the same girl. Nobody has the right to judge what other people do for a living. I feel judged and so isolated. Yeah, people can do whatever they want. You are a porn person. People are going to judge that. Sorry. Like, welcome to reality. Therese, whose children aged 5 and 10, said she regularly helps organize activities at the school, but claimed she was banned after the unidentified parent sent images from her subscription-only page to administrators. Nobody has the right to judge what other people do. Therese was accompanied by her attorney, Mark Najam, who said they are suing the school district for $1 million. You're not going to win that, I don't think. But it might be a court case worth following so that the defense or the prosecutors or whoever, I don't know if it's the other side, is going to say, like, are you not, like, you get to ask her questions if she goes on the stand and say, you're not scared that your kids are going to be completely and utterly bullied for what you do online? I'd love to hear their answer, because they're not going to give us a coherent answer. I was humiliated, and I should not, and no one else should be concerned about what the parent does. I just love spending time with my kids and have a great relationship with other parents and students. To you. 1 minute of my job a day is not my whole life. It's not my life of being a mom or being a parent. Too bad. It is now. I think everybody's just floored at it because they're like, we know you, we know who you are. OnlyFans has been a source of controversy for other mothers with children in grade school. Mom Crystal Jackson for California told People earlier this year her 3 sons were kicked out of the Catholic school and administrators found out her OnlyFans account. Along with her husband, Jackson said she makes $500,000 a month. That's why people do it, because money matters more than protecting their kids. Now, just a quick segue into Lena the Plug. Now, Lena the Plug is somebody who has made this very acceptable, right? Being a porn star and a mom, right? So Lena the Plug has 1.59 million subscribers. Recently, her and her husband had some major, they went super viral because he finally let another guy, or guys run train on his wife. I don't know what it was. It was on Twitter all over the place. He let another guy, he was a cuck. He watched it. He made money. They made millions on it. She's like she is a hardcore porn star. Like, she is in the porn industry. She makes millions of dollars doing it. Her husband is also a porn star. And they decided that wasn't enough, that she had to do Lena the Plug and put her kids on the internet. Should I quit potty training day 1? Now, she hasn't posted a ton since then. And this is just her main account, Lena the Plug Mom. They started a channel called Lena and Adam, has 155,000 subscribers. And they upload content. We took our 8-month break, but we're back. Family vlog time. Adam Forever, Lena the Plug, family vlog number 1. Adam and Lena birth vlog, shocking last minute C-section. Baby girl nursery tour. Like, they're acting like they're just normal parents out there. You know, we're just parents. He's the 2 most disgusting people on the planet. And he capitalizes on the disgustingness. And he has a podcast and they talk about how, like, their debaucherous lifestyle. Like, again, if you wanted to live this lifestyle, the best thing you could have done, if you love your child, which they don't, was protect them from this lifestyle that you're in. I think Adam and Lena would tell you, if they were honest, that the porn industry is probably the most dangerous place to be for anybody. It's like, and they probably have seen people collapse and die and go down dark paths in this industry. Probably know people that have died or commit suicide or been murdered or whatever else the case may be in this industry. That's really dangerous. So you're making your millions. You do porn, you do that thing, whatever, okay, whatever. Why did you feel the need to start a family vlog and put your kids on it in the same breath? Like, she does pregnancy fetish porn as well. That child that they did pregnancy fetish porn with is now on the internet for everybody to see. And look at these comments. Can y'all please upload more? Seeing y'all's progress from getting drunk and hitting the scene while being wholesome parents, they're not wholesome parents. They still do porn. Like, it's just like, they're just normal people. Like, this is the way of the world, this is what we've become. And this is why I'm like, send the asteroid. We have gone way too far. We have strayed so far from what normal people should be doing, because the internet has, like, enabled that, and money and fame, and it corrupts. That's just the way this works, okay? That poor girl. This kid's gonna be traumatized as F. Not gonna lie, the kid's gonna run away whenever he found out of this. How many guys does she need to have sex on video with before you leave your wife? All these are new comments, right? I feel bad for anybody that's called them parents. Please explain the clip where Lena is dressed as a clown and her daughter is breastfeeding for their OnlyFans. I just saw this on Odin's men's channel. So if this is true, if she's dressing as a clown and doing breastfeeding on OnlyFans, if that's true, that's a CPS call. You should not be putting your child in pornography. And if that's the case, I cannot believe they're getting away with that. So this is where we are in the world. Now, how does this kind of segue into family vlogging? Well, unfortunately, Lena's a family vlogger, right? And she's porn. But the reason why this is so dangerous, the internet is so dangerous for kids in general, is because parents, whatever choices that you make are going to affect your children. Now, a lot of my haters are like, oh, when Josh's kids find out what he does on the internet, they're going to hate him so bad. They're going to hate me for standing up for exploited children? Are you out of your damn mind? Lay off the meth pipe, Lisa, okay? You're so stupid. Okay, I don't do porn on the internet. I don't do things that I am ashamed of on here at all. I literally stand on this channel every single day, most videos, and I call out child exploiters who exploit children for cash. Okay, and I do it in a very rude way. I'll give you that. But it's petty with a purpose, like it says at the beginning of my channel. Snark with attitude because they deserve it. Everybody's always calls me misogynist, right? Or they say this thing and that. Oh, you hate women. How dare you comment on looks and blah, blah, blah. And I'll say this again, like I've said it a million times. I could be way more mean to these people. You understand me? Like I'm being nice. I could be way more vitriolic. I could take the gloves off. You guys saw the video with Kira when she called my wife a name. Okay, I could be way, way more mean, and they would deserve that too. Do you understand that? I'm just being a little bit snarky and funny over here to people with ugly thumbs and weird foreheads and neck skin, okay? But I'm telling you this. They always leave this part out, my haters. They always leave out the part that these people exploit children for money. The lowest form of human behavior, okay, even lower than doing porn. I'll give you, like that's, and just the fact that these people do porn and do that makes them worse, okay? It's the lowest form of human behavior. Third lowest, okay? So we got kids who actually do hurt kids and stalk kids and hurt them, murder them, and do things to them. That's the lowest form, and those people shouldn't be on earth, okay? Then there's people who exploit children and abuse them, don't put it on the camera, and they do it because they're just weird and gross and disgusting and should be in jail. Then there's people who do it for cash. Okay, but anywhere that you exploit children in any way makes you the lowest form of life, in my opinion. Okay, and I think a lot of people who follow me would agree with that sentiment. So those people out there hating on me for this, okay, I get it. I understand you don't want me making fun of girls' looks. But also, I just want you to remember and say this after you hate on me for doing this. That yes, I get that these people are disgusting. They always do that, like, oh, I don't like her either, but I can't believe he'd make fun of her looks. It's so stupid to me. You always forget for some reason that these people are the lowest form of life that exists on the internet. They take children who cannot give informed consent and they feed them to predators on a silver platter. There are strangers that have parasocial relationships with children that these children have no idea follow them. There are predators actively following them, downloading their content, and turning into artificial intelligence CSAM. They go to school and they are bullied sometimes. Probably a lot more than that. They live double lives when the camera is on and between when the camera is off, and 8 Passengers is a perfect example of that. Okay? Their parents are narcissists because you have to be a narcissist in order to do this type of content. It is impossible to not be a narcissist. These kids are coerced and are tricked into doing this and are bribed and are made to feel guilty when they don't want to do it because this is how their parents make their money. These kids don't have a say. They cannot give consent. And in the end, all the ones that we've talked to, 99% of them that come out of this on the other side hate what happened to them and what that they were taken advantage of. Almost all of them are. And you're sitting here worried about me making fun of someone's thumbs. You're focused on the wrong thing and you're stupid. Okay? Don't be so dumb. But I understand. I don't get to come on the internet and be this type of guy without having some haters either. It's part and parcel. It's with it. I would be like, am I doing something wrong if I didn't have any haters? Right? Because there are people out there actively who want children to be on the internet. They actively want to watch strangers' babies. And I'm not saying, and let's put away the predators and everything else that are watching for the wrong reasons. Like the disgusting reasons, because everybody's watching these for the wrong reasons. There's no good reason to watch these children. But there are people actively out there who stand these families, who are like, because I've done videos on obscure families and like, oh, I agree with your message, but not about this family. I'm like, what? Why? What do you mean? What's so special with this family you don't disagree that you agree with? Their family exploiters too. Okay? There are people actively want to see me shut down so that I'm not in the way of kids being exploited. Now, I'm not saying they all do that. Some of them are probably upset with me because I probably clap back at them. Another thing is that they come at me, they say something about me, or they get upset with me, and because I don't take their criticism and change everything about my channel, they automatically, I'm the worst person. I gave him valid criticism, and he didn't change his channel for me? How dare he? The audacity of you to think something like that. In the world of family vlogging exploitative exposés, I'm the guy that has the biggest platform calling it out every single day. Seems to be working. So of course I'm not going to really change anything. Unless I've done something wrong, which in the past, I have done a couple things I'm not very proud of, and I have changed and fixed those things and apologized for those things. Okay? I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not for everybody. But these people who do this stuff, if this doesn't disgust you, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Okay? Let's not normalize this anymore. It is disgusting. These children are all at risk all the time. This is how this has to go forward. And I hope the lawmakers make these changes. No more children on the internet in any capacity whatsoever. And I know that means that even sharing on a private Facebook profile or a private Instagram profile with your friends and family. Okay? There's other platforms that might emerge to do that privately, but no more. If there's a kid, algorithm sees it. Nope, sorry, this looks like a minor. Not on our channel. Not here. Or maybe even just unless it's like, hey, it looks like you have a private channel, we'll allow this. But no more kids who are being exploited on the internet. No more. No more advertisements with children in them. No more ad reads with children in them. No more ads on videos with children in them. Like, they can make these changes instantly overnight with 5 lines of code. And they will never do it because they make billions of dollars off children. Okay? This won't change until there's no money to be made in it. And that's the saddest statement that could ever exist in human existence right now. Until something changes, until a kid gets hurt or murdered or multiple kids, whatever the case may be, nothing will change. Those victims that are going to be coming out in the future because of this, they're the ones that are going to be the ones that affect the change, and it's going to be too late for them. Hear that. Hear that. These kids who are bullied at school, whose mom's porn counts are shared amongst the school, shared on everybody's devices because every kid has one. And the teachers are going to see it. The principals are going to see it. Future job prospects, future relationships. Oh, your mom's a porn star? Like, again, they're going to lose out on friends because I don't want you going over to a friend's house where they film pornography. I don't want you over there. No, thank you. Nope. I don't trust those people. Like, these kids are all suffering. It's all about, guys, I know I'm not always just about kids and protecting kids. It's not the only thing I do in this channel, but it's the main focus. But I think we could all agree, even my haters could agree. These kids need to be protected. Cool? Can we agree on that? And so the way I do that, the way I am the voice for them, is by calling their parents out for being the atrocious bastards that they are. You okay with that? Cool. Just checking. Maybe I'll change everything though, because Lisa on the meth pipe over there doesn't like me making fun of someone's shoes. Probably not though. Okay? So this is disgusting. And call these people out at every level and support those institutions that are upholding good values. I'd support them. Oh, I wouldn't kick the kids out. I'll say that. I wouldn't kick the kids out. It's not the kids' fault. So that's where I'll stand on that. Everybody, take a deep breath. You're going to need it after this one. Breathe out the nastiness. Ugh, lean to the plug. Every time I even hear the word lean to the plug, I get like a nasty smell. Ugh, nasty. These people are disgusting. And they shouldn't be allowed to have children. Let's be real, okay? Thank you for being here, everybody, for these important, tough conversations. They don't get watched a lot, but these are the videos that really mean the most to me on my channel, because they are calling out something that actually is like the most disgusting thing ever. And it's just, I honestly do them too, because I want my haters to take I want to see how bad they hate me, that they'll even take an opposite stance to the most non-controversial, common sense thing that anybody could say. They'll take the opposite stance because they hate me. That's funny to watch. It's so funny to watch. You guys are hilarious. Dumbasses. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for hate watching. It really helps. I appreciate you guys. Protect your damn kids. Please, okay? And I'll see you when I see you.